Hello everyone, my name is Steve from soapmakingresource.com. Today I'm going to show you my very first soap making tutorial, so I hope you like it. We're going to be making a 4 oil, 1 butter tea tree oil soap with added oatmeal. So follow the recipe and let me know if you have any questions along the way. So before we start, we're going to make sure that we have the proper safety equipment. I highly recommend that you wear protective gloves and when dealing directly with lye, some type of safety goggles. Also, you're going to want to line your mold first so that you don't have to do that during crucial parts of the recipe. First, we are going to create our lye solution. So carefully measure out 210 grams of dry lye. Now measure out your 13.5 ounces of distilled water. And it is important that you use distilled water here, not faucet or bottled water. Okay, now this is very important. With 210 grams of dry lye, I would normally use about 20 ounces of water. But because this recipe, I'm going to actually be incorporating almond milk, which is also a liquid, so I use a little bit less in the beginning. If you're not going to be using an extra liquid like almond milk or some other type of liquid, I would probably use about 20 ounces of water here instead of the 13.5. Now we come to our first natural additive, which is silk. Now for this 5-pound batch, we're going to add just a pinch of silk, about the size of maybe half a cotton ball, and just place that in our water. Okay, now we're going to pour our lye into the water and just keep stirring until all the chunks are completely dissolved. And you'll notice two things here. One, the reaction is going to cause the water to heat up. And number two, there's going to be a pretty powerful fume present. You definitely want to try to avoid breathing in these fumes. Okay, at this point, your lye solution is made. So you'll just want to stick a thermometer right in there and just put safely off to the side for future use. For step number 2, we're going to prepare our oils. Now for this recipe I'll be using 4 different oils and 1 butter. So we'll be using olive oil, coconut oil, palm kernel oil, castor oil, and our butter is going to be shea butter. Now you'll want to measure out your oils in your large stainless steel soap pot. Here's your recipe. Now all those measurements there are weight measurements, not liquid measurements. Now begin to start measuring out your oils. So all your oils are measured out and ready to go. Now since some oils are liquid and some of these are solid, we're going to place all the oils on our burner at a low heat and melt them all to a liquid form. So while we're waiting for our oils to melt, we're going to prepare our additives. For this recipe, we'll be incorporating all natural almond milk, our oatmeal, and our essential oils. So we'll begin with the essential oils. Now you can add just tea tree essential oil to your soap, or you can kind of spice up the scent a little bit by creating an essential oil blend. For this recipe I've created a blend of 2 parts eucalyptus radiata, 2 parts lavender 4042, 1 part tea tree, and 1 part anise essential oils. Now tea tree is a very strong scent, so it still comes through very nicely with this blend. Now I like to make my soap pretty strong, so I'm going to be adding my essential oil blend at about 0.8 ounces per pound of oils, which is going to be 75 grams of essential oils total. So to create your blend, you're going to add 25 grams of eucalyptus radiata, your 25 grams of lavender 4042, 12.5 grams of tea tree, and then 12.5 grams of anise essential oils. So I'm going to go ahead and start measuring out my essential oils. Okay, so I've measured out and mixed my essential oils. So now we're just going to place that off to the side and we're going to use it in just a little bit. So next we're going to prepare our oatmeal. Now it's very important here that you use regular rolled oats, not quick oats or instant oatmeal. If you use quick oats or instant oatmeal, it'll definitely form kind of a goop in your soap. Now some people like to add the oatmeal whole for kind of a scrub feel to their soap. I personally prefer grinding it up, which gives my soap more of a smooth consistency. For this 5-pound batch, it's going to be 4 tablespoons of oats. And then add them to your grinder if you so desire. And begin grinding. Okay, and at the end we should have kind of a smooth consistency. Now, dump your grinded oats into your bowl and place that off to the side. Lastly, we're going to measure out our almond milk, and we're going to want a total of 8.5 ounces, and 6.5 of those ounces is kind of making up for the lack of water in the beginning, and then we're going to add another 2 ounces for even more creaminess. Okay, one quick note about the almond milk. You definitely want to use an all-natural, additive, and probably sugar-free almond milk. I actually make my own almond milk for soap making because all the store-bought brands seem to have some unwanted additives in them. So again, just make sure that it's a natural almond milk. Just almonds and distilled water, that's really all you want. Okay, so you've prepared your additives and your oils have finally melted. Now, I like to soap at just around 100 degrees for both solutions, the lye and the oils. So I'm going to cool the solutions, and the way I do that is I fill my sink with cold water and throw in some ice cubes, and I just kind of wait for the temperature to drop. Now, of course, if you want to raise the temperature, you can use your oven burner, or you can fill the sink with hot water. Okay, so you've prepared your additives and you've adjusted the temperature of your lye and your oil so that they're just about right, and we're now ready to make soap. Okay, so take your lye solution and slowly pour it into your soap making oils and stir manually until the lye mixes with the oils. Okay, so you're going to do this just for a few seconds, and once you see the lye is mixed, you're going to pour in your almond milk. Okay, and then we're going to take our stick blender, kind of speed up the process a little bit. And now we're just going to blend until we reach a thin trace. And a thin trace means that when we pick up our stick blender and dribble some soap onto the surface, it's going to remain on the surface for just a brief second before it sinks back into the rest of the mixture. Once you've reached that thin trace, you're going to pour in your oatmeal and your essential oils. And then just keep stirring until everything is even. Now that everything is completely even, we can pour our soap into the mold. And once you pour the soap into the mold, you can also put another layer of oatmeal on top for decorative flair, and also gives one side of the bar kind of exfoliating properties. Okay, and once your soap is poured, you're completely done, and just cover it with your lid and insulate with towels. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I am going to have more to come very shortly, so stay tuned, keep checking back often, both at YouTube and at my website, soapmakingresource.com. You guys have a great day and enjoy your soap making.